thank you for all the ways you bless us every day of our lives. We thank you for the protection that you offer us. We thank you for the guidance that you provide. We thank you for the country we live in. We ask you to bless this time and cause us to make good decisions. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to these Texas, one state, under God, one indivisible. All right, we'll begin with our opportunity for citizens to come and speak for 3 minutes if they have a public comment. Otherwise, we'll begin approval of our consent agenda. All right. We have several pullouts on page 11. Commissioner Edwards, $871.36.
Motion to approve, Judge.
Second? I'll second it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Page 19, Goliad Auto Parts, $597.22. Motion to approve, please.
So moved, Judge.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Motion carries. Page 20, Goliad Auto Service, $483. Motion to approve.
So moved, Judge.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
I abstain.
Motion carries. Page 22, Highway Garage, $312. Motion to approve.
So move.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
One abstention.
Motion carries. Page 23, Commissioner Edwards, $724.08.
Judge, that was a reimbursement for, that check was approved in June.
The 728?
Yes.
The check was lost in the mail, I think, on that one.
There's a note up on the front, I think, Judge.
Okay.
Up on top.
All right.
The front page there, on the front page.
The remainder of the consent agenda, questions, comments? If not, I need a motion to approve, please.
So move.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. I've been informed that item number 3, approval of order of special election, does not give enough information to the general public to let it go through our agenda. So we'll take no action on that and post it on our next regularly scheduled meeting. I'll get some guidance from the county attorney on what that should say. Commissioner Edwards, discussion action approve the use of the water truck from Precinct 1 on 13-14 August for Go Texan event. Self-explanatory. I need a motion to approve that, please.
So moved.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have a presentation, discussion action regarding presentation of services offered by Purple Wave Auction Company. Gentlemen, if you'd turn that microphone on and raise it up a little bit, you can tell us what you do.
Sure, we just appreciate for a few minutes of your time here and just to explain Purple Wave. Some of you guys, I think I've seen it at some of the county commissioners' meetings, but we just wanted to take an opportunity here to explain exactly what Purple Wave does for, especially for our counties and municipalities in taking assets to the public and auctioning those off to a large audience. Well, yeah, you bet. We've got a little handout here we'll just leave with you as well. But
Thank you.
what Purple Wave does that's somewhat different than your normal
Thank you.
auction type service. You know, you really kind of have three auction service offerings in the industry today, and one is, you know, the live auction that's out at the courthouse steps or at some, you know, predisposed location, and you have a bid caller there. You also have auctions that have that same type of platform, but they also offer an internet presence, and that is bidding activity accepted from outside of maybe your intended marketplace. Purple Wave is completely internet based, and the reason I think that is, you know, just a superior way of marketing your assets. First of all, there's a whole lot of data that we're actually collecting. As soon as we come in and some of the inventory that you've decided is surplus, that we come in and do pictures, video of those assets, and start marketing those online. Behind the scenes, we're actually managing those assets to that auction date. That will be somewhere between 21 to 30 days past when they go live and start collecting bids. As the asset is up there, you can actually manage that asset all the way to that date by simply watching the activity in the background. You can see how many people have looked at those assets, how many people have put those assets in their watch list, what kind of bidding activity you're getting. But what we're actually, more than anything, we're seeing the market respond to our advertising. As soon as an email blast goes out and you see a lot of a jump in the analysis from behind the scenes as to interactions into that asset, you can see that you know, our marketing is working and that we're reaching the market. We basically cover the entire United States with buyer base, and we have a tremendous amount of you know, foreign buyers as well. But the internet is just you know, it's just a tool. It's not a magic wand, but if it's used in the, you know, correct way, you can really drive an amazing amount of market to, you know, your surplus equipment. Do y'all have any questions on that?
What are the percentages, I mean, for,
With our government people, normally we charge a $100 flat rate per lot to the seller. We have a 10% buyer's premium on everything we sell in the auction. You can look at across the board. We're turnkey. We come and do all the pictures, the video, so that if you're looking at Purple Wave and going into one of those auctions, every asset is portrayed exactly the same way, same series of pictures, and it really helps our buyer market to have, you know, not this haphazard, you know, pictures of the engine first and then the interior and then the surround pictures. We do everything exactly the same on every asset that's in our auction. And so that turnkey service, you know, we come in and do that. And basically with our counties, you can look at, if the asset is expected to bring over 10, with our counties, we usually drop that $100 flat fee. So if you've got a number of assets that we're going to sell, and we're going to sell you know, a belly dump trailer and maybe a dump truck, and then you've got some assets in the yard there, then on a deal like that, we may drop the 100 fee completely. But all of that is described as we're kind of looking at the package.
okay, so your minimum is, there's no minimum, I guess, on the lot?
No, we are a true auction. It'll start at 0, and the highest bidder will walk away with with a new purchase. And so the reason we do that, and for 20 years we've built that reputation in the industry, that really brings the right buyers, the guys who aren't playing games. They're there to own a piece of property. And as most of our buyer base will actually go in and put their next intricate bid and then put their high bid as well and then go on about their business, and so they know that if they're the high bidder, whoever, was right below them, whatever that pushed it up to, then that's where they'll own it. They can put their high bid at 20,000, but if they only had someone pushing them to 18, they'll own it at 18.
So you're saying that you'll come down and take pictures of the asset?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Martin Shue is our territory manager here in South Texas. I'm the district director out of Abilene, but we have what we call auction specialists as well. We have a team of about 17 of those now, and they just fly all over the country and come in and do, assets. Normally, when we get a call from a commissioner, within 10 days, we can be out there and doing pictures and getting those assets online.
Okay.
My auditor couldn't be, or our auditor couldn't be here tonight, but he asked me to ask if you guys are affiliated with the buy board, or how do y'all work around that?
We are not, and we've had that question asked in a number of counties that we now do business with, but really with the buy board, to keep our fees, as low as we can, the buy board really doesn't work all that well for what we're offering as a service. We have looked into it, but everything that sells, we owe them a percentage of the item that sells. So it's your asset. You have, $20,000 value to the marketplace, and we're basically charging 10% buyer's premium on that. But everything that sells, we would owe the buy board, a percentage. And really, the buy board hasn't really negotiated anything for you on your behalf in that regard. So we have decided, at this time that's not something that we really need to do. And we just recently did a deal with Taylor County over out of the Abilene area, and that was something the auditor was asking there too. And as he kind of researched it and made sure that you guys are doing everything you're supposed to do for your constituents, he felt like that was free. They were free to go, and so we sold a package for them. Hemphill County, we've got we can provide you a list of the number of counties here in Texas that already use us, and be more than happy to do that just as references if you want to call any of those commissioners.
That would be great if you could email it to Commissioner Edwards. That would be fine.
Sure.
Or all four of us, whatever you want to do.
You bet.
Or 5 of us.
All 5 of you, that's right. This is a great forum, and we appreciate the time. It's a great time that we can catch all you guys together at the same time and just kind of show you the difference between, what Purple Wave offers as opposed to, just selling it out here on the steps or whatever you're using at this time. You just really get an opportunity to move your asset into a bigger arena by doing this. So, yes, sir.
Hey, I have a question about, do y'all handle IT assets as well?
IT assets?
Yeah.
We do in our government auctions. We have state contracts with the state of Oklahoma, state of Kansas, state of Missouri. We don't have TxDOT at this time, as a contracting partner or a umbrella contract. But in our government auctions, you will see a lot of IT equipment being sold. One thing, if you go on to purplewave.com, you can see under that tab the different auctions that are coming up. And one thing that we do differently, we'll have 2 government auctions a month, every other week. We have 2 construction auctions a month, every other week. Now, if we come in and we're talking about a piece of equipment that makes more sense in our construction auction for you, we may do that. But like tomorrow, we're selling a cat motor grader for Hemphill County, and we're putting it in the county auction. It made it, more visible in that particular auction. So what we're doing is piece by piece, we may put a certain asset in a different auction. But to your question, the IT equipment normally always goes in a construction auction because that's where our buyers that are looking for those kind of pieces would be looking.
Thank you.
Any other questions?
No, sir. Well, thank you all for coming.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
We appreciate it.
All right, the final item we have up is this contract for Tyler Technologies. I do not have a copy of the contract. The treasurer has come down ill and has been ill since Thursday, I believe. I'm not sure where the auditor is. Have you reviewed the contract, Counselor? Yes, I have. Were you okay with it? Yes, sir. So this is an approval of Tyler Technologies, where it was budgeted. It's the much-needed software that we've been wanting for a good while to make our accounting take it up in the century we live in now.
So the changeover will be okay. It will take everything off what we need to take off the old system and go on to this new system.
I don't know if there's going to be a complete infusion and a melding of that, but I've been assured that it's exactly what we need. Andy, do you have anything on it?
From my discussions with Rusty and Brian, I don't think they want to bring data out of FMS into the new system. I think all they want to start with is the ending balance for a fiscal year, and then start the next fiscal year from that balance. I think it has something to do with not fully trusting some of the numbers or maybe the itemized things that are in there, that they're accurate. So I think they want to start with the base number and then go from there.
You talking about in the current software? Or what? That the numbers weren't accurate?
They don't have a good feeling for some of the entries that are in the existing software. So they want to close out the year, I think, and get an ending balance, and then start with that in the new software, and then do all the entries from there. I think that's what I understood them to say.
That's what I understood as well. So we won't lose the old software. It'll be available to us to pull from. They just don't want to commingle it with the new stuff. They're afraid of, what's the word?
Right. Well, it's not really a corruption.
Corruption.
But it could skew the numbers, I guess.
So this is what the treasurer and auditor both decided on. It's what most of the counties around use, and everyone seems to be sold on it. They went to a demonstration in DeWitt County and looked at it there, and DeWitt County was totally sold on it as well.
So we don't have any current contracts with the current software company we have that we have to terminate or otherwise do something to?
That's an annual contract.
I believe that's just an annual support contract, and it's still questionable whether we'll have to maintain that contract to keep using it after we go off of it. But we're looking at about, I think it's $3,800 or $3,900 for a year's support. So it's not horrible as far as software support compared to some of the other vendors. I don't know for sure that we'll have to maintain that contract. We might be able to not do it because we do own the software and all the data in it, but I don't know that we need to continue paying it or not.
Okay, and what was this, the Tyler Technologies current rate per year or whatever?
You buy it and then you pay to keep it.
Yeah,
Buying
Okay,
price.
so one-time buy?
Yeah, you buy it.
it's
then-
probably more or less a licensing fee that gives you the right to use it. I haven't been involved with that a whole lot, so I'm not sure. I've never seen the numbers. I kind of know what they are. But it's a purchase or a license purchase, and then it's annual maintenance after that. And I think the maintenance is, what did you say it was, guaranteed for 3 years, I think?
I think so. So we'll make the initial purchase of the licensing agreement, and there's a yearly fee that goes with it, including the first year.
Yeah, the maintenance fee is included or added to the first year as well.
And what about additional software updates down the road?
That's what the maintenance is for. When they develop stuff, they'll push them out to the users.
The-
Without-
It's
The
with-
maintenance agreement covers the,
It's actually it's a cloud-based software, so we don't really have to have a server and running software on the computer. I think it's a web interface. My understanding of it, I haven't really been shown it.
Okay, we might have Andy look at that, Judge, I don't know, what do you think? Might have Andy look at that and see get some of his questions answered. He's not fully aware of it, but of what it does or doesn't do or whatever.
My impression is that it will work, and the auditor's office and the treasurer's office are dead set on that that's what they want to do. And if it works like it's supposed to, it'll be fine.
Okay,
Do we have any idea what the price is?
I talked to Rusty last week, and I think he said the licensing was under 100,000, which is, usually it's 100 over. And annual updates were around in the 30,000, which I think our software at the appraisal district's in the 30,000s a year.
I think thought it was a total of 80,000 for this initial year. I thought it was 45 for the software and 35 for the annual maintenance.
yeah.
And it'll be 35 for the next 2 years for annual maintenance, and then I would expect to see an increase after that.
Right.
Just the way they go.
That sounds right.
What was the maintenance on the current one? 3,200?
38 or 3,900.
And now we're going to go to one at 30,000. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct.
Okay. Whoa.
It's not my choice.
Well, I'm
I
just
I
asking.
don't decide
Whoa.
what software the departments use.
Correct. I'm not.
I just go with their
I'm just
pick
asking.
and make sure it's going to work from a technical standpoint. But Tyler Technologies is one of the more expensive softwares out there. But it, I guess, has all the bells and whistles that they feel will help them do what they need to do.
They tell me that it's a difference in pushing several buttons as opposed to spending the day formatting it to try to get a particular report out. So there's a great deal of savings involved in using a new program. That's what I'm told. I have not looked at it. They went through the demos. Everyone they've talked to has been well satisfied.
When Southern was purchased, we were the only county, I believe, in the United States that purchased it for a county.
Not in the United States, the only one in Texas.
Only one in Texas,
For the financial.
for the financial place,
Yeah,
that's correct.
law enforcement is
Accounting.
pretty widespread, but the financial, we were the only ones.
That is
And we knew that going in. But the auditor and treasurer at that time decided to give it a try, and, some years down the road, it apparently hasn't worked out.
No.
So we operate fairly short-staffed in the auditor and treasurer's office, and this will allow them to keep up with their workload more efficiently, I think.
And I did talk to the treasurer and her assistant in DeWitt County, and they actually love the software. So,
I guess my question is, when we do the outside audit, are are these two systems, are they gonna have to go back through both of the systems to get the audit? Or is it everything that's in the old system gonna be in, because you said we're just gonna start with a final number on,
My understanding is they are not going to bring that, they're not going to do a data migration from the old system into the new. They're just going to start with the beginning balance. So yes, if they have to do reports, they will have to have access to the old system, which should not be an issue because we own the server that it's on. We've bought the software. The only question is, do we have to keep that maintenance contract in effect to be able to continue to use it even on like a view-only basis?
I just wonder if we implement this now, or would it be better to implement it after the outside audit? I don't, I'm just asking the question, I don't know.
Well, the outside audit's up to date, so they have the balances. I think they're concerned about some of the entries that were put into the old software. It's flawed to say the least. But we have a certified outside audit that we'll start from with those numbers.
Okay. And we will still have access to the old numbers too, I guess,
That's
if,
what we're told. Yes.
okay.
Any other questions, Joe?
And the funding, Judge, will come out of where? The funding will come out of auditor's budget,
It's in
or
the budget this year.
is it
Yes, sir.
That's right.
in the 20 budget or 21?
The
21 we
budget we're
budgeted.
currently in,
Okay,
that ends October the
right, right.
And then we'll have to budget the upkeep.
The maintenance, yes.
Anyone else?
Is this this is a local company? We're not going back off to wherever the other one
Outer
was.
Technology is probably one of the bigger companies that does government software. They are not a small startup company. They're probably one of the largest companies that does that.
That's all I need.
Any other questions?
Tell me again, what, the purchase price is, you broke it into two pieces?
The purchase price was, I believe, 45 for the software, and I think the annual maintenance was 35. I haven't seen the numbers, so I'm going by what I've been told. So for this first year, it should be 80,000, and then years 2 and 3, you'll see a minimum of, well, you should see 35,000 if that's what the deal was, if it was guaranteed for 3 years. And then years 4 plus, you'll probably see an increase to that.
It's been a constant drumbeat for the last 2.5 years that I know for sure that we needed better software. And they listened, and we're finally convinced that we need to go ahead and upgrade and get the right stuff. So that's what we have before us now.
I make a motion that we go with Tyler Technologies for software.
Need a second on that, please?
I'll second it, Judge.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, Andy.
Thanks, Andy.
Last agenda item, are there any public announcements that someone needs to share with us?
No, we last Wednesday, I guess it was, Lineberger showed up to go pass out checks. We had one for the county, and they just kind of wanted to let y'all know what the check was for, or what it was. When we do these land sales where people don't pay their taxes, and then we have the sheriff sales, people come and they bid on the properties. That money's taken, paid, what's due, the taxes that are in judgment, you know, the fees, everything else. The excess money gets given to the treasurer's office and is put up. Well, it gets to sit there for 2 years before it can be claimed by the tax owner. And if it's not claimed, then those fees are considered excess funds, and they go back to the entities. So Lineberger went in and checked to see where we were at on some, and we were able to, had quite a bit. And matter of fact, we presented the county with a check for a little over 44,000 last week. And we were just gonna let you know that Lineberger had showed up to do that, and that the county did get a check that we weren't expecting, I guess, or extra, and we gave it to Rusty last week. We were just gonna let everybody know.
Can you tell us how many pieces of property that included?
It was actually 3 suits. One of the suit had 4 properties on it, and then the other 2 suits were just 1 property apiece.
And all those together equaled 45 or 40,000, whatever it was?
For the county's portion of it.
For the
County's
county's
portion of it was a
Okay.
little over 45,000 for the general, $50 for Road and Bridge, because, Road and Bridge just came in, you're looking 2 years back. And then the school got a quite large check, and
Right.
then the city, and then Groundwater and Sarah down the line,
Okay,
so.
thank you.
Thank you, Michelle. If there's nothing else, need a motion to adjourn, please.
So move, Judge.
Second?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you.